Good afternoon, people. This is your girl from Mel'S Mat Chat, and this is episode 289 of the podcast. How is everybody doing? Um, we had draft. The draft is come and gone. We're on to the road to Backlash this Saturday. And you know what I'm going to be telling you. Saturday afternoon at 2 p.m., you're going to get the preview and predictions. At 8 a.m. in the morning, you're going to be waking up and you're going to be listening to me with the review of Ring of Honor TV. So you're going to go get that done. Also, as soon as Backlash is over, I'm going to be going and recording my review and I'll upload it immediately. It's going to be like an instant premiere, whatnot. So that is that. I am probably going to preempt my normal show on Friday next week. Now you're going to ask me, why am I going to preempt my show? Because of the fact that I am going on vacation and I'm not going to be getting back until Thursday night at about 10:30, quarter to 11. And I'm not going to rush home, record, and then I'm going to go get some sleep. I'm going to go get some sleep and I'm going to preempt it until like 3 or 4. So that is that. Plus I have to record for Ring of Honor, and it's just going to be a mess. But I'm going to be taking you guys along with me. Please do me a favor if you want to know what I'm doing. Please go to my Snapchat. That's where it's going to be all going down. It's a lot easier for me to take video there than it is anyplace else, and it instantaneously goes up on my Snapchat page. Going to Vegas for a couple of days Sunday, and it's also my birthday. So, yes, I am going to be doing that as well on Friday afternoon of next week. So, then on top of everything else, um, Mother's Day is coming up. Hopefully, everybody, you got everything that you needed for your moms. This is the second Mother's Day without my mom. So, it's not, happy for me yet. I'm still reeling from my mother's death, and that is it. Um, what else? What else? What else? You're just gonna come along the ride. You're gonna see what's going on with me in Vegas, what I could show of you, and we are just gonna have a really good time. It's my birthday. I'll be 41 on Wednesday. It's crazy, and I'm gonna be in across the country for my birthday. That's what is nuts. Yes, my hair is so super curly today. It's one of my better hair days with curls and everything. So just weird. So we're just gonna have a really good podcast today. I'm gonna be again Friday at 2 p.m., which it is right now as you're watching this. Um, the regular podcast tomorrow at 8 a.m. ROH TV. Then on Saturday, you're gonna have the preview and predictions of Backlash, and then right after the pay-per-view, I'm here on giving you the review. So you're gonna see me a lot this weekend. So let's get this party started. All right, Mother's Day is right around the corner. It's not too late to order her some stuff. You could do it on rush order, or you could go pick it up at the store. See, I don't use women's razors. I use men's razors because my fucking legs are like fucking men's beards. So I'm going to treat my legs like a beard. I'm going to shave with men's razors. So fuck the pig tax. I got rid of the pig tax long ago, and I'm using Harry's.com. Go to their website for all your shaving and toiletry essentials. I use the eye stuff. I use the facial cream. I use everything. It's really good product, and it's cheap, and you get rid of the fucking pink tax. Also, Father's Day is coming up, so you better get all your Father's Day gifts and graduations and whatnot. So go, if you know a special guy in your life, or even a special woman in your life that has a beard, and they want to keep that really nice and hooked up, Go to the people over at Maestro Classics at maestroclassics.com and get all your beard essentials right then and there. Now, if you want to murder your thirst, like I always have to murder my thirst, it's ridiculous. Please do me a favor. Go to Liquid Death at liquiddeath.com. You have your choice of mountain spring water, sparkling water, unflavored, also flavored sparkling water, and iced tea. So you're getting all your bases covered. So go order all your beverages from Liquid Death at liquiddeath.com and get yourself all stocked up for all the parties this coming summer for the people who don't drink alcohol or beverage, or you can actually use the alcohol, you use the sparkling waters as mixers. So, they got you covered both ends of the spectrum. Please do me a favor. Can you go check out Death Wish Coffee at deathwishcoffee.com? I'm actually having a cup of it as of right now. I'm actually having the Colombian version, and it's really good. It's not potent. It's something really smooth, something really like it gets you right, and there's more array of coffee selections there. So go check that out at deathwishcoffee.com. Now, House of Glory is just busting at the seams. So they are coming up with there are up and coming events. So what you're going to do is, so you know what's going on, you want to get tickets, or you want to also watch it on Vite TV, which is a $7.99 what is it called, fee for Vite TV Plus. Go do me a favor and go check out Vite TV and go check out House of Glory so you can get all the information on there, plus the events coming up, and you could go buy tickets there at hogwrestling.net. So, all right, let's get to started. This is actually coming from, and this was done, I think, after Dynamite or before Dynamite. And this is Rampage. So we start off with the Bullet Club's Gold, Switchblade Jay White and Rock Hard Juice Robinson versus Ricky Starks and the Perfect 10, Shawn Spears. Both teams began brawling at the start of the match. Ricky whipped Robinson into the guardrail. Spears pulled Jay White off the apron and to the floor. Sparks and Spears have some pretty good tag team chemistry, said Excalibur. They are hungry for more, replied Jim Ross. Spears hammered Juice with shots. Jay White distracted Spears, and then Juice wiped out Spears with an axe kick. Jay White grabbed Spears and planted him hard on the edge of the ring. White and Robertson isolated Shawn Spears in the corner, with Jay White laying in the heavy leather on Jay White, cut off Spears' comeback attempt. Spears turned things around with a suplex on Jay White. Starks and Robinson grabbed tags, and Ricky and Juice went for the ride with a back body drop. Ricky blasted Juice with a Northern Lights driver. Starks charged at Juice in the corner and smacked him with a back elbow. Spears tagged in a diving splash on Juice for a near fall. That was incredible teamwork by two men are teaming together for the very first time, and Excalibur of Starks and Spears. Spears connected with a thrust kick to Jay White. Spears went for the C4, but Jay escaped. Jay White drilled Spears with a Blade Runner and then pinned him for the 3 count. Ricky was looking for the spear after the match. Juice Robinson bailed out of the ring. "I own that ring," yelled Jay White as he backpedaled up on the ramp. Lexi Nair backstage with the FTW champ Hook and Matt and Jeff Hardy. "Matt, I know the firm is behind Isaiah's disappearance. Where is he?" Stokely Hathaway appeared on the monitor. We got your boy right here, Matt. Big Bill and all ego Ethan Page had Isaiah Cassidy raised up on a scaffolding. Ethan Page, the firm deletion match is going to go down next Friday on Rampage at the compound, which is Matt Hardy's house. Matt Hardy agreed to the match next week, but Big Bill still choke slammed Cassidy off the scaffolding, despite Ethan Page assuring Matt that they wouldn't harm Cassidy. Hook, the firm is getting deleted. Naturally limitless Dustin Rhodes and Keith Lee versus Brady Pierce and Charlie James. Pierce tried for a trip, but Dustin jumped over it. Keith Lee tagged in and Dustin double backdrop Pierce. James tagged in and ran into a brick wall. Keith Lee picked up Charlie and hurled him halfway across the ring. Keith Lee hit a double clothesline on the opposition. Dustin whipped Charlie James into Keith Lee, and Lee nailed James with a pop-up spear bomb. Keith Lee grabbed the pin. As Dustin Rhodes and Lee are celebrating their victory, out walked the mogul embassy Prince Nana, Swerve Strickland, Brian Cage, Toa Leona, and Bishop On, who glared at Naturally Limitless from the stage. The mogul and embassy are not done with Keith Lee just yet, said Excalibur. Lexi Nair was backstage to interview Sammy Guevara. Tejati interrupted the interview. You're going to lay down for MJF? You don't even like him. You need to listen, said Tay. Jericho Appreciation Society, Anna JAS versus Ashley D'Amboise. Ashley was making her Rampage debut here tonight. Anna J backed Ashley into the turnbuckle. Ashley fired back with an arm drag and then rammed Anna J with her shoulders. The tide turned and Anna J wrenched back on Ashley, pulling her spine first against the steel ring post. Back in the ring, Anna hit Ashley with 2 knee strikes to the back. Anna J bent Ashley backwards with a neck breaker. Anna made Ashley tap out with the Queen Slayer. The arena went black. Then the arena lights came back on. Julia Hart was in the ring. She ambushed Anna J. They brawled onto the floor, but then Anna got the upper hand until the AEW officials separated the 2 wrestlers. We heard from the Outcasts, Saraya, Ruby Soho, and Toni Storm. Saraya, Willow is going to prove a point. Guess what? You get to face me on Dynamite, and I'm going to walk you like a dog. We're going to show you why AEW is our house. Now, I'm going to comment on that Britt Baker t-shirt after I finish doing Rampage and Dynamite. I don't know if you guys are going to think this is a woke situation or whatever the case may be, but take it where I'm coming from. Okay? Let's continue. The Acclaim, Anthony Bowens and Max Caster and Daddy Ass versus Cameron Stewart, Ryzen, and a partner. Billy Gunn smashed Cameron with a famouser. Bowens hit the arrival while Caster used the mic drop. The rap was longer than the match, said Excalibur. Main event time. AEW World Tag Team Champion Cash Wheeler of FTR versus Jay Lethal. Mark Briscoe was the special enforcer for this match. Lethal went after Cash with body shots. Lethal followed up with shoulder block and then scoop slam. Cash Wheeler took Lethal down with a hip toss. Cash countered with the lethal injection, avoiding it, and then nailing Lethal with a nice drop kick. Cash clotheslined Lethal over the top rope, sending Lethal to the arena floor. Back in the ring, Lethal got the upper hand with an abdominal stretch to Cash Wheeler. Sanjay Dutt tried to get involved, but Mark Briscoe pulled Sanjay off the apron, preventing him from interfering. Cash rolled up Lethal for a near fall. Lethal picked up Cash and dropped him across the ropes, knocking the wind out of Cash. Lethal strutted confidently. Lethal was looking for the elbow drop, but Cash raised his knees in time. Cash clocked Lethal with an uppercut. Cash plucked Lethal out of midair and power slammed him. Cash rocked Lethal with a DDT for a 2 count. Lethal, despite pushed Wheeler into Mark Briscoe. Lethal seized the opportunity to blast Cash with lethal injection to steal a pin. Mark Briscoe didn't realize it was Lethal who shoved Cash into him and began to question Cash. So Wednesday, they are going to be live from the CFG Bank Arena in Baltimore, Maryland. So that is that. All right. We started off Dynamite with the 8-man tag. AEW International Champ Orange Cassidy, Adam Cole, Bandito, and Roderick Strong, his debut match in AEW. Versus Jericho Appreciation Society, Angela Parker, Matt Menard, Daniel Garcia, and Jake Hager. Before the match began, Chris Jericho walked onto the ramp wearing a t-shirt with the graphic of Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. Jericho taunted Adam Cole, then joined the commentary team. Daniel Garcia and Roderick Strong began the match for their respectful sides. Garcia shot a single leg takedown, but Roddy sprawled. They traded forearms, and then Roddy chopped at Garcia's chest. Adam Cole tagged in, but Garcia used a knee to Cole's abdomen. Garcia tagged out to Angela Parker. Bandito scoop slammed Parker. There was a standoff between two teams with all 8 men standing in the ring. A hockey fight broke out, said Excalibur, as the teams began to brawl. Hager delivered hard rights to Orange Cassidy, but Orange battled back with a DDT. Hager caught Orange, who had an attempted a tope suicida. Hager rammed Orange into the steel ring post. Bandito was there, jumping out and landing right on Hager. Adam Cole was walking up the ramp, headed towards Jericho until Angela Parker jumped Cole from behind. Bandito suplexed Menard and Parker at the same time. Jake Hager pressured Orange Cassidy with a bear hug. Orange tried to tag Roddy, but Daddy Matt Magic stopped him. Finally, after a stun dog millionaire, Orange hit a tag to Rowdy. I don't like this Roderick Strong one bit, said Jericho. Roderick cleaned the house of the JAS. He single-handedly dismantled the JAS in about 10 seconds, said Tony Schiavone. Orange rocked Garcia with the beach break for a near fall. Adam Cole tagged in the boom on Parker with running knee, and then pinned Cool Hand Angelo Parker. After the match, Adam Cole sprinted up the ramp and tackled Jericho at the broadcast booth. Security had to pry Adam Cole away from Jericho. He's a menace, yelled Jericho as he tried to get to his feet. Now, I don't know if you guys, when Roderick was in that triple threat match for the NXT tag team titles, and it was the vinyls of the Dusty Classic, which I don't understand why we haven't had another Dusty Classic. We've got Cody Rhodes in the fucking WWE. This should be part of and it should be across all three fucking brands, not just NXT. Anywho, Roderick Strong is a guy that's not, he's a ring general, and not just any ring general, like a 4-star ring general. He was the one that made sure that that whole match was being taken care of. He is so underrated, it's not even funny. It's criminal that he is so underrated, and it pains me to see that. So for him to do what he did on Wednesday night, I didn't expect any less. He is just amazing in the ring, and I'm glad he's finally on TV and he's finally wrestling. I just feel bad for Triple H seeing every time I see one of his boys debut for AEW, it kind of, as a mom, and I treat this like a mom, like he's succeeding without his quote unquote parents, and it pains me to see that. But in all actuality, I'm really happy for him. So that is that. Moving on. Renee Paquette interviewed Jack Perry and Darby Allin backstage. This is it. I don't care how we get there. We're walking into Double or Nothing, and you or I are walking out as champion because tonight it's showtime. Adam Cole escorted out of the arena by security while Jericho screamed at him. Yeah, did I put it back? Let me just double check. Yeah, I thought I didn't put my earbud back. I'm sorry. This is what happens when you have a billion and one things fucking going through your head, what you have to still do in the next 48 hours to get ready to go to Vegas. I'm sorry. So Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, walked up to Jericho, slapped him. Tough night for Jericho, said Taz. The Blackpool Combat Club were backstage, a la almost like Shield style. Danielson, we want AEW to be the best wrestling company there has ever been. Mox, the Elite should be thanking us for sharpening them. You think we're bullies. There was a time when the Elite was cutting edge. I don't know. Next week, a steel cage match, Mox and Omega. That's just hits different. Every day the BCC gets better and more dangerous. We've got a whole new version of John Moxley that just can't wait to show you. Kenny Omega, I promise you this. We are going to leave one hell of a mark. The Outcasts, Saraya versus Willow Nightingale. Saraya jumped on Willow's back, but Willow tossed her down. Willow followed up with a shoulder tackle, trying to keep her eyes on the other two outcasts who were at ringside. Tony distanced Willow, and Saraya made Willow pay with knee strikes. Willow fell to the arena floor, and Tony Storm and Ruby Soho swarmed her. Willow rallied back with a Death Valley driver on Saraya. Tony distracted the ref while Ruby jumped in the knee. It didn't matter as Willow pounced on Saraya as Willow was dealing with the other outcasts. Saraya walloped Willow with a good night and pinned her. The outcasts were attacking Willow after the match. Sheeta ran to the ring, but then hugged the outcast. It was a ruse, though, as AEW World Women's Jamie Hayter and Dr. Britt Baker, DMD, attacked the outcast from behind. Sheeta spray painted the letters AEW across the outcasts' bodies. Trio champs, the House of Black, were backstage. They said They said there was an open house and it would be under these rules. Come one, come all, said Malachi Black. Welcome to the open house, added Julia. Tres del Mayo Battle Royal. I don't speak Spanish well, so you're gonna have to fucking give me a break here. We had Ring of Honor World Tag Team Champions, the Lucha Brothers, Penta El Zero Miedo and Rey Fenix, and El Helio del Vikingo versus Kip Samian and the Butcher and the Blade versus Dark Order, Alex Reynolds, Evil Uno, and John Silver. Varsity athletes, Aria Davari, Josh Woods, and Tony Nese. The Acclaimed Max Caster, Anthony Bowens, and Daddy Ass versus QT Marshall, Powerhouse Hobbs, and Aaron Solo. Rey Fenix eliminated Tony Nese with a swift kick. Vikingo took out Josh Woods with a Hurricane Rana. QT cut off Reynolds with a knee to the ribs. QT and Solo were taken out by the Lucha Brothers. The Lucha Brothers rocked Hobbs with a stereo thrust kicks. QT and Solo pulled the Lucha Brothers out of the ring. Powerhouse Hobbs tossed Vikingo to the floor. Hobbs charged at the Acclaim and they dodged him. Hobbs' momentum forced him out of the ring. Butcher eliminated Max Caster and then the Blade rocked Anthony Bowens. Silver hoisted up a Blade with a delayed vertical suplex and then planted him. Silver nailed Butcher with a pump kick. The Blade grabbed Silver and threw him over the top rope. Bowens and Billy Gunn had to take on Sabian, Butcher, and Blade. Blade rocked Billy with a stunner. Butcher blasted Billy with a lariat. Bowens mounted a comeback and eliminated Blade. Bowens and Gunn used stereo famoussers and then threw Sabian and Butcher over the top to win the match. So it was the Acclaim and Daddy Ass picked up the victory. Renee Paquette was backstage with Sammy Guevara. MGF interrupted and Sammy said he watched the show back last week. Sammy said he was aware that MJF got into the car last week by himself and left Sammy. MJF said he had a bad back and he needed to have the car to himself so he could spread out. Sammy apologized and said he should have never doubted MJF. Sammy and MJF hugged it out. We've heard from the Elite, Kenny Omega and Don Callis. Omega, John Moxley, you're telling me you have a plan for next week. Don Callis, he's got a plan. Moxley looked at the scar on my forehead. You are a sick, twisted psychopath. Oh, no, sociopath. It's going to come to an end in Detroit when you meet the god of pro wrestling. Omega, John, you might make me bleed, but at the end of the day, everything comes to an end. You're not going to be left standing. What you and the BBC did to me, the Young Bucks to Kesha, what you did to Don, you made it personal, and it ends next week. TNT champion Wardlow with enforcer Arn Anderson versus Logan. Wardlow pressed Logan up in the air and planted him. Wardlow followed up with a lariat. Wardlow finished off Logan with a powerbomb symphony and then pinned him. Done. Wardlow, I ain't done yet. I could do this all day. I haven't even broken a sweat. I know there is a guy backstage looking to cut the line, but doesn't have the guts to get in the ring. Christian, bring your monster out here. We'll do this in Baltimore. I'm issuing you an open challenge. Christian Cage walked onto the ramp with Luchasaurus. Christian Cage, Baltimore is pretty obvious. You're ignorant and you're trash, so keep it down while I conduct some business. The title shot doesn't belong to Luchasaurus. It belongs to me. Whoa, that caught Warlow by surprise. Christian Cage dropped a bomb on Warlow, added Excalibur. Jay Lethal, Sanjay Dutt, Sadamon Singh, and Jeff Jarrett paid visit to Mark Briscoe's farm in Sandy Fork. Papa Briscoe, those chickens to keep an eye on them. Lethal issued a challenge for him and Jarrett to face the AEW Tag Team Champions FTR in Las Vegas at Double or Nothing. Bullet Club Gold, Rock Hard Juice Robinson with Jay White versus Absolute Ricky Starks. Jay White walked to the back, opting to let Juice handle this match on his own. Juice tried for a pile driver on the arena floor, but Ricky countered with a backdrop. Juice Robinson rallied back by whipping Ricky into the steel ring steps. Juice body slammed Starks on the floor. Ricky Starks body slammed Juice off the steel ring steps and down onto the cold arena floor. Ricky connected with a lariat inside the ring. Starks spiked Juice with a DDT for a near fall. Starks jumped off the top rope, but Juice raised his knees to counter. Two great veterans that know how to counter each other, said Tony Schiavone. Juice sent Ricky flying with a Hurricane Rana off the top turnbuckle. Juice rocked Ricky with a clothesline for a 2 count. Starks countered the Juice is loose with a spear. Starks hit the Rochambeau in the center of the ring and pinned Juice. Jay White ambushed Ricky after the match. Jay White tried for a Blade Runner, but Ricky escaped and attempted the Rochambeau before Ricky could hit his move. Juice grabbed Jay White, and the Bullet Club Gold left the ring. AEW World Champion MJF approached Jack Perry behind closed doors. You're twice the wrestler, MJF. You're twice the wrestler that Sammy is. Think what you could do for your career. All you have to do is betray Darby. I'm offering you a spot next to the throne. Jack Perry slapped MJF hard away and said, he wasn't looking for a spot next to the throne. He wants the crown. Darby Allin walked in and saw MJF and Jack Perry talking. Darby, what's that all about? Jack, Perry, don't worry about it. We've got this. Darby, no, I've got this. Main event time. World Champion MJF and the Spanish God Sammy Guevara versus Darby Allin and Jungle Boy Jack Perry. Now, if Darby Allin and Jack Perry win, they're going to be added to the main event at Double or Nothing the end of this month. I know it's hilarious. I'm going to Vegas at the beginning, and that's happening. Trust me, I would not want to go to a wrestling show with that caliber of event. No way. I'm not dealing with it. I could barely deal with my son screaming at the top of his lungs. You know? When he's doing that. When he's quiet, he's an angel. This is the highest stake match in Jungle Boy's career, and ironically, it comes in a tag match with said Excalibur. And MJF is trying to throw a wedge between them, replied Tony Schiavone. Darby rolled up MJF in a cradle, but MJF escaped. Jack Perry tagged in and chopped MJF in the chest. Sammy distracted Darby long enough for MJF to connect with a cheap shot. Sammy choked Darby with a scarf behind the ref's back. MJF jumped in the ring and Darby hit MJF with an over-the-top stunner. Darby attempted to tag out to Jungle Boy, but MJF pulled Jungle Boy off the apron. MJF whipped Jungle Boy into the barricade. Jack Perry got the tag and hit MJF and Sammy with a crossbody block off the top rope. Jack followed up with a tope suicida to MJF and then to Sammy. Jack is on fire, said Tony Schiavone. Jack Perry planted Sammy with a tiger driver for a near fall. Jack went to the top rope, but Sammy countered with a Spanish fly. MJF tagged in and grounded and pounded Jack Perry. Sammy tried for an assistant senton, but Jack moved and tagged out to Darby. Darby rocked Sammy with a code red. Darby tried for a code red, but MJF countered. Jungle Boy grabbed a blind tag and locked MJF in for the snare trap. Sammy ran in and smashed Jungle Boy with a double stomp. MJF drilled Jack Perry with DDT for a 2 count. Things began to break down between MJF and Sammy. Both these guys are such egomaniacs. They both want the pin, said Taz. MJF slapped Sammy and yelled, "You do what I say." Sammy fired back with a shot. Jack Perry connected with a thrust kick. Darby grabbed a tag and hit the coughing drop on Sammy for the pin. Jack Perry was in the pin on Sammy and didn't realize that Darby grabbed the blind tag, and realization is setting in MJF as he will be in a 4-way at Double or Nothing, said Excalibur. So, tonight, this evening at 6:30, you're going to be watching Rampage. And that is it. Next week, they're going to be coming from the Little Caesars Arena in Detroit, Michigan. And that's when they're going to have the steel cage match with Omega and Moxley. Now, I'm going to give you a little, I'm going to give you my thoughts on, what is it? The Britt Baker shirt. All right. I can understand from both ends. From the woke and from the people who know or wouldn't care what you had on. Now, I am a woman. Clearly, I got the boobs, I got the, I birthed the baby, okay? I'm a woman, and I'm proud of it. But I'm going to tell you this. I don't condone or I don't approve of domestic violence. All right? My grandmother was a victim of domestic violence. And I'm a person of domestic violence because my mother kept hitting me after I turned 18. All right? My mother hit me, beat the crap out of me till the day she died. Okay? I took her abuse. Okay? I'm an abuse victim. When she was drunk, she broke my nose. All right? She gave me bruises. She busted my lip open for no reasons at all because she couldn't deal with her substance abuse. Did I love her any less? Absolutely not. But I am an abuse victim. So, when I see that, and the way she took it knowing that this was going to be a shirt. I could show you similar pictures, and those were from fucking hospital pictures. Women like Nicole Brown Simpson. She had bruises on her. It looks terrible. I don't understand why Tony Khan thought it was a good idea to allow that to be made. Number one. Number two, I don't understand why he's not addressing the whole situation and saying, well, I talked to Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. She agreed to give up all the proceeds to donate it to a domestic violence shelter or organization. Then I wouldn't have cared. Also, the design needs to be upgraded. They have AEW and legitimately this big on the shirt. How do you know that's a wrestling shirt until you go and ask? When you are looking at that, you're not going to ask because you're going to think the person who has that T-shirt on is the abuser, or something's wrong with him. Why are you walking around with a woman with a bruised eye? It was done in poor taste. Was it blown out of proportion? Kinda. But in this day and age, everything gets blown out of proportion. Okay? Do I condone this? Absolutely not. I would never buy that shirt. I would contact Tony Khan and say, I want my money to go to a cause. This should be a cause. This should not be done in vain. Because you're going to have women that are not even now going to fucking watch the product because the perception of this. Morons. They don't think. They don't know that it's a wrestling storyline. They're gonna see it. It was on Fox. They're gonna say it. You know what? For the people who could have been roped into watching AEW, guess what? They're not gonna do it because they're gonna say, "Oh, if I'm gonna watch wrestling, I'll go watch WWE," because they don't do stuff like this with their women. They actually respect their women. Little do they know, whatever the case may be, but it was done in poor taste. It kind of got out of hand, but I don't condone the shirt. I don't condone it. It should be taken off. Britt should be smart enough to say, you know what, this was a bad move. People make mistakes. That's it. But they're gonna keep it up. And am I gonna stop watching AEW because of that? No, but I'm not gonna I could give two shits about the women's division now. I can't stand the women's division in AEW because of all of this. I don't care. I don't respect them. They could take the women's division and shove it up where the sun doesn't shine. And I've lost respect for Tony Khan for allowing this to happen. And that also goes for the Ring of Honor division too, because they're just as guilty as the AEW division. They're under the same fucking umbrella. And that's my piece on this. That's it. I'm done. Okay, I'm gonna do SmackDown and then I'm gonna get out of here because I'm gonna do Raw on tonight's SmackDown on the Go Home shows, the Go Home show and the preview prediction of Backlash. So I'm just doing that and I'm gonna get you out of here. Very simple today. 289 is gonna be fucking simple, very quick, and then you'll get the rest of it. I am going to not cover anything with the draft until I go. No, sorry. I'm going to cover the entire draft, and you're going to see obviously this Raw and SmackDown. So let's start off and get through the SmackDown that was on Friday, this past Friday. I'm very congested today. I'm sorry. After I get through this, we'll go cover the draft, and I'll give you the listings, and I'll get you out of here. Very simple today. All right. SmackDown tonight, we'll see Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens defend their undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions against the Usos. The WWE draft is set to take place tonight. So we have the updated card, which is Zelina Vega versus Sonya Deville, and the Usos versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. Oh, and by the way, do me a favor, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok, Mel's Mat Chat. Please go check me out on Snapchat and Facebook. Please follow me all of those places. And if you want to know what's going on for Las Vegas, everything's going to be on Snapchat. The opening package for the show airs. The commentators welcome the audience to the show. Triple H music plays, and I'm telling you, I seen it. Oh my God. If he could get back in the ring tomorrow, he'd be there. Trust me. It's the face. And he's loving every minute of it when he goes out on TV. He's having a grand old time. Triple H welcomes the audience to the WWE draft. He explains the rules. Triple H says every superstar on Raw and SmackDown are eligible to be transferred between brands. He says 50% of the roster will be drafted tonight, and the other 50 will be drafted on Monday Night Raw. He also says select NXT superstars are eligible to be drafted. Triple H then says it's time to shake things up, and he has the first round picks in his hand. Triple H then says the first pick of the 2023 draft, and it goes to SmackDown, who selects Paul Heyman, Solo Sikoa, and Roman Reigns. He said with Roman Reigns moving to SmackDown, the new World Heavyweight Championship will be exclusive to Monday Night Raw. He then says Raw's first pick is Cody Rhodes. He then says the third pick goes to SmackDown, and it is Bianca Belair. Triple H announces the fourth pick, which goes to Raw, and it's Becky Lynch. He says that concludes the first round, and then it introduces the Usos. The Usos music play, and they walk out to the ring. Jimmy Uso congratulates Roman Reigns for being the number one draft pick overall. Jay says they will bring back gold to the bloodline. Jimmy says Roman hasn't replied to their messages, but they are going to dedicate this victory to Roman Reigns. Kevin Owens' theme song plays and comes out. Sami comes out next. Sami starts by saying he's not here to talk them into anything. He asks them, they don't think it's strange that Roman hasn't called or texts them since they lost at WrestleMania 39. Sami says that Roman was drafted with Solo Sikoa and Paul Heyman. Jay says they're going to beat them tonight. Jimmy says Kevin will turn his back on Sami once they beat them. Owen says he is sick of hearing this crap. He says the only thing that matters is they beat them tonight and they retain their tag team titles. First match. I gotta get used to these stupid bifocals. Butch versus LA Knight. The Brawling Brutes come out. They go to commercial break. Coming back from commercial break, Bianca Belair is on the big screen, and she says she's excited to be the SmackDown Women's Champion. No, she's the Raw Women's Champion. Dumb bitch. She said she wants to make this an amazing reign. So you're going to forget that a whole year you were Raw Women's Champion. If this doesn't have McMahon written all over it, seriously. So LA Knight goes to the ring. The match begins and Knight knocks down Butch. Butch fights back and knocks down Knight. He then goes to work on the fingers of Knight. Butch Butch with the Ted beats of the Bataran. He climbs up to the top rope and goes for a dive and misses. Butch sent outside. Knight plants Butch on the apron. Commercial break. Butch attacks Knight in the corner and attacks the arm. Knight rolls out of the ring. Butch sends him into the ring and climbs the top rope, but is stopped by Knight. Knight hits a suplex on Butch, cover 1-2 kick out. Butch with an enziguri. Knight recovers and hits him with a big boot. Butch fights back with an armbar. Knight gets to the rope. Knight hits a blunt force trauma for the win. Winner, LA Knight. Shocking. Wow. The Usos are backstage. Jimmy says tonight is the night. Heyman says the whole world is distracted because of everyone thinks the Usos get drafted on Raw, but they will get drafted tonight on Raw or SmackDown. He also says tonight is the night they come back to the locker room as champion. He then says tonight is the night, and he stares at Solo. We see RVD and Michael Hayes coming from the back where they are representing each shows to call the next draft picks. RVD comes out, and then Michael P.S. Hayes comes out. Hayes says the first pick of the second round, which goes to SmackDown, is the Street Profits. So we know that Bianca. So that was a foregone conclusion. RVD names the second pick of the second round on behalf of Raw. Raw selects Imperium. Hayes names the second pick for SmackDown, which is Edge. RVD names the second pick for Raw and is Matt Riddle. We had the Street Profits versus Ricochet and Braun Strowman versus the LWO. The Street Profits come out and they go to the ring. Ford gets on the mic and says they are back on SmackDown. He said they still want the smoke. Ricochet music plays and he comes out. Braun Strowman theme music plays. Next, he joins him and they both walk to the ring. LWO theme music plays and they make their way out to the ring. The match begins with Ford, Braun, and Wilde. They both try to attack Braun, but he tosses them out of the ring. Braun launches Ricochet into everyone. He recovered from last week. We come back from commercial break. Del Toro and Ricochet attack Dawkins in the corner. Del Toro with a missile dropkick to Dawkins. Ricochet goes for a splash in the corner and misses. Del Toro with an enziguri. Wilde dives onto the Street Profits. Wilde with an hurricanrana on Ricochet. Wilde sent outside. Wilde tags out to Toro and attacks Ricochet. He hits a suplex, cover 1-2. Strowman breaks it up. Strowman attacks everyone at ringside. Dawkins dives onto him. Ricochet dives onto Dawkins and sends Dawkins into the ring and kicks him. Ricochet climbs the top rope and dives and misses. Dawkins tags out. Dawkins with a spinebuster, and Ford hits a frog splash for the win. Winner, Street Profits. JBL and Teddy Long are backstage getting ready for round 3 of the draft. We come back from commercial break. JBL theme song plays and he walks out. Teddy Long's theme song hits and he comes out. JBL announces the first pick of the third round on behalf of SmackDown, who is Bobby Lashley. Teddy Long announces the second pick of the third round on behalf of Raw, who is Drew McIntyre. JBL announces the third pick of the third round on behalf of SmackDown, who is the OC, which is Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, AJ Styles, and Mia Yim Minchin. Teddy Long then announces the fourth pick of the third round on behalf of Raw, who is The Miz. We go to the next match. Zelina Vega versus Sonya Deville. Oh, note to that. Sonya Deville's attempted kidnapper got 15 years. Good one for justice. He should have gotten 30. Zelina Vega music comes on and she heads to the ring, as well as Sonya Deville. The match begins with Sonya knocks out Vega. Deville slams her into the turnbuckle. Vega with an armbar on the ropes. Green distracts Vega, and Sonya takes advantage. Sonya sends her into the ring, Cover 1-2 kick out. Sonya attacks her in the corner. Sonya goes to work on Vega. Sonya with a kick to Vega. Sonya attacks her in the corner. Sonya goes for a kick and misses. Vega rolls her up for the win. Winner Selena Vega. After the match, Rhea attacks her from behind. She takes out Deville. Then she goes for a riptide, but Vega turns it into a DDT. And there you go. We come back from commercial break. Santos Escobar is backstage with Vega. He says he is proud of her. Ray also walks and Vega says she is ready. Ray tells her no matter what anyone thinks of her, only she needs to believe in her. He tells her she needs to believe to be a champion. The OC music plays and they walk out to the ring. The Viking Raiders music plays. They walk to the ring. AJ asks whether they came here to pick a fight. Styles says he will walk to the turnbuckle and now allow the OC to fight them to make it a fair fight. Both factions brawl in the ring. They hit the Magic Killer on Eric. Styles says they have just started. Styles then hits the phenomenal forearm on Ivar. Shawn Michaels and Road Dogg are backstage getting ready for the next rounds of the draft. We come back from commercial break. DX theme music plays. Shawn Michaels and Road Dogg come out. Shawn Michaels announces that Damage Control is the first pick of the 4th round on behalf of SmackDown. Road Dogg announces Shinsuke Nakamura is headed to Raw. Shawn Michaels then announced Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions, will now be on SmackDown. Road Dogg announces that Indy Hartwell will be headed to Monday Night Raw, and that is the NXT Women's Champion. I don't know why they did this, but now Shawn Michaels has to reconfigure the women's division in NXT, which didn't necessarily have to be, you know? Mackenzie Mitchell is in the Performance Center and she interviews Fire and Dawn. Fire says they're excited to make their mark on SmackDown. Kaden challenges them for the NXT Tag Team titles on Tuesday. Kayla interviewed Shinsuke Nakamura, who says he is so excited. He is then attacked from behind by Karrion Kross. The Usos are backstage and they ask Solo to come with them to the ring. Heyman says Solo won't be heading to the ring with them because Roman Reigns wants the spotlight on the Usos. The WWE Undisputed Tag Team Champions, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens versus Jimmy and Jey Uso. Kevin Owens' music plays and he walks to the ring, as well as Sami Zayn. We come back from commercial. The Usos go to the ring. The match begins with the Usos attack Sami and Owens. Jimmy sends Sami into the ring post. Owens sent into the ring. Jay with a super kick. Jay tags out and they both super kick, cover 1-2 kick out. We come back from commercial break. The Usos attack the knee of Owens. Jimmy tags out and they continue to attack Kevin Owens. Jay tags out and Jimmy continues to attack Owens. Owens drags Jimmy into the post. Both men tag out and Sami attacks Jey Uso. He sends him and Jay out of the ring. Sami then dives onto the Usos. Sami sends Jay into the ring and climbs the top rope, but is stopped. Sami with a sunset flip powerbomb, cover 1-2 kick out. Sami hits a blue thunder bomb, cover 1-2 kick out. Sami climbs the top rope, but is knocked off by Jey Uso. Come back from commercial break. Owens hits a cannonball on Jimmy. He climbs the top rope, but is stopped. Owens with a fisherman's buster on the top rope. He climbs to the top rope, hits a swanton bomb, cover 1-2 kick out. Paul Heyman is shown backstage. He received a phone call and tells Solo that tonight is the night. In the ring, Owens hits a pop-up power bomb. Cover 1-2 kick. Jay breaks it up. Sammy attacks Jay and hits out of the ring. Owens hits a stunner on Jimmy. Cover 1-2 kick out. Solo Sikoa comes out, but Riddle attacks him. Jimmy with an enziguri to Owens. The Uso super kicks Owens. Cover 1-2 kick out. Jay tags out and hits the super kick on Owens. They then super kick Sammy and super kick Owens again. Cover 1-2 kick out. Jimmy tags out. Jay super kicks Owens. Cover 1-2 kick out. Owens fights back, but Jay hits another super kick. He tags out. Sammy drags Jay outside and sends him into the steps. Owens with a stunner. He tags out. Sammy hits a haluva kick for the win. Winners Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, and they retain the titles. Now, I'm going to get the rest of the picks for Monday Night Raw that had happened on Monday Night Raw. But first, let me give you the Saturdays on SmackDown Lowdown, the supplemental. Raw takes the Viking Raiders, Dexter Lumis, Candice LeRae, Maximum Male Models, Natalia, Apollo Crews, Chelsea Green and Sonya Deville, Zoe Stark, and JD McDonough. On Monday Night Raw for the first round, first pick is Rhea Ripley and then Seth Rollins. Round 2, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and then the Judgment Day, the entire group. Round 3, Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. Pick 2, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods. Round 4, Trish Stratus. Pick 2 for the round 4, Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler. Round 5, Braun Strowman and Ricochet, which that means Mike Rome and I think her name is Samantha. They trade. I'm not going to be cool with not Mike Rome is it. Whatever. Then they chose Bronson Reed for the round 5, pick 2. Round 6, pick 1, the Alpha Academy. Pick 2, Katana Chance and Katie Carter from NXT. On the Raw Talk, their supplemental draft is pick 1, Odyssey Jones. 2, Inda Sher. 3, Angel Garza. 4, Humberto Carrillo. 5, Akira Tozawa. 6, Piper Niven. 7, Xia Li. 8, Tegan Knox. 9, Riddick Moss. 10, Emma. 11, Johnny Gargano. 12, Dana Brooke. 11, Nikki Cross. Now on Saturday's SmackDown Lowdown, SmackDown took Hit Row and Lacey Evans. On Monday night, round 1, SmackDown took Austin Theory and Charlotte Flair. So Imperium, you knew that Austin Theory was going to be on SmackDown. Round 2, the Usos. So the Bloodline is whole again. Pick 2, round 2, pick 2. LWO, round 3, pick 1, Asuka. Round 3, pick 2, the Brawling Brutes. Round 4, pick 1, Karrion Kross and Scarlett. Round 4, pick 2, LA Knight. Round 5, pick 1, Shotzi. Round 5, pick 2, Pretty Deadly NXT from NXT. Round 6, pick 1, Rick Boogs, sorry. Round 6, pick 2, Cameron Grimes. On Raw Talk, the supplemental was Tamina Snuka, and then, last but not least, Grayson Waller. And that is it. So if you want to know what happens on Monday Night Raw, you're going to have to tune in on Saturday at 2 p.m. for the preview and predictions. And that is it. So this is 2 o'clock and everything like that. Did you go and watch? Don't forget to go and watch tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Ring of Honor review, Ring of Honor TV review. So I want everybody to have a great backlash weekend. It's going to be good. It's going to be coming from my mother island, my wonderful, where my mi familia is, where I wish I was right now, in Puerto Rico. And if I'm gonna also go and watch the press conference later on this evening during dinner, and then you'll get it on the post preview and predictions. And that is it. That is it. That's episode 289. I want everybody to have a great backlash weekend. Please do me a favor and go check out the people over at harrys.com. Please also go check out the people over at Maestro Classics at maestroclassics.com. Go check out the people over at Liquid Death at liquiddeath.com. Go check out the people over at Deathwish Coffee at deathwishcoffee.com. And please do me a favor and go check out HOG Wrestling at hogwrestling.net. And please go check my Twitter at Mel'S Mat Chat, also TikTok and Instagram. Instagram and Twitter are both verified. Blue checks, that's me. That's nobody else. It's me. It's yours truly. Please go check out my Snapchat and Facebook. I will be posting photos and videos of my trip in Las Vegas. Stuff that I can show you. Stuff I can't. You're not going to be able to see. Maybe if I could edit everything, maybe that could be a good thing to possibly, if you want to pay into something like that. Who knows? I got to get my brain working. I'm vacay time. Please remember, 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, Ring of Honor TV. 2 o'clock, preview and predictions of Backlash. Right after Backlash, I'm going to be going to do the review, and that will be it. So, you have a good Friday. Enjoy SmackDown and Rampage at 6:30. I love you all. See you tomorrow at 8 a.m. and at 2 p.m. in the afternoon for preview and predictions. Have a great, great Friday.